Hello, Jenny. Thank you so much for being here. It's been great honor to have you in the Spiritual Self-Mastery Club. So how long have you been with us?
Hey, Etta, I appreciate you giving me the time this morning. So I've been part of the Spiritual Self-Mastery Club. I started end of December, so it's been 3.5 months now.
Okay, amazing. And what made you decide to join the club?
So I decided to join the club because about a little over a year ago, I put out to the universe, I just need guidance. I need some type of a group that has like-minded thinkers, some kind of a leader, like a spiritual leader. I just need somebody. And then this happened across my Facebook feed and it said spiritual entrepreneur. If you're seeing this message, this is for you. And I was like, well, maybe I ought to try it out.
Okay, so tell me, what was it that you were struggling with before joining the club? You know, how was your life? How did you feel about it?
Sure. So some of the struggles that I had before joining the club was, I mean, we're talking in the pandemic time during the lockdowns. I felt lost at the beginning, like completely lost. And then I had started my own journey of education of spirituality. I've been spiritual all my life, mind you, but just really diving in, I just had this craving to know um, all sorts of stuff. And then um, when I found it, I was like, this is what I need to do. This all the information that I need, the direction that I need to go. Um, it just gave me that extra bit of knowledge, that extra bit of direction that I was needing. It made me feel not lost anymore. Kind of turned on that light bulb and showed me my path.
Also, you were feeling a little lost before joining us, yeah?
Yes, a little lost, a little stuck. Um, Knowing that there was a greater pull in life, but not really sure where that was pulling me to. I wasn't super happy in a lot of the areas of my life.
Mm. So how do you feel about your life now? How is it different?
Well, it's like somebody turned on the light. Honestly, that's the difference. It's like between a completely dark room, stumbling around trying to find my way, and then somebody just clicked on the light, and now I can see what needs to happen. I feel confident. I feel excited. I feel happy. I wasn't happy for a very, very long time. Long time. And what I thought was happy, it wasn't, not even compared to where I'm at now. So happiness, freedom, all the amazing things.
So what changed within you? How did that happen within such a short amount of time?
So the way that this spiritual self-mastery club has helped me, an awaken program is what we work through when we're in the spiritual self-mastery club. And prior to being a part of Etta's group and part of the Ssmc, I learned a lot along my spiritual path about Ho'oponopono, which talks about, what is within is also without. And so that means that there's something externally that really irritates you, bothers you, gives you some kind of just a friction charge. It's because it's also within you. And so if you're able to clear what is bothering within you, then what's on the outside no longer bothers you. Then what we learned in the SSMC and part of the Awaken program is like the deep dive within yourself. And it helps you understand what it is about you that no longer serves you. What is it about you that is a trauma that has caused these triggers or these limiting beliefs? And between the work of the Awaken program and working directly with you, Etta, I've not only, you not only helped me to identify these and clear these, but you've also helped me with the tools so I can identify within myself what no longer worked. So once I cleared this stuff, once I let it go, because that's like the key is letting it go and trusting in the process. Things just started to flow. Things that no longer weren't a bother to me anymore.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, how it works? And you're starting having clients as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Pay
Yeah.
clients, which was, again, your blocks were stopping you. So you have 3 clients. Isn't it amazing?
It is, one of the biggest things. I've been a martial arts instructor my entire life. And so teaching, helping people is always, I know it's always been my passion and my strong point, but doing this, I know, finding the gifts that I already have, uncovering them, but then utilizing what I've learned with you to just amplify them and learn that I can work with people other than just martial artists. That's amazing. And it's exciting. You could probably tell, like, lights a little light inside of me.
Yeah. I can't say, it's just you got so much light around you. It's just so beautiful. So what kind of doubts have you experienced before taking action?
So I've been a serial entrepreneur my entire life. I have started many businesses, many things that I wanted to do to make money at, and then I every time would self-sabotage and I would end up not doing it. And things would get in my head like, oh, you can't charge that amount of money because people aren't going to buy it, or, there's not enough time for you to do this, or you're not worthy to work with people, or people aren't going to like the things that you produce. And so this negative na 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 in my head, it would just get the best of me all the time, all the time. And so I knew I had started a spiritual business selling malas in November, and I knew I didn't want the same thing to happen. But I also knew that that business was going to be something much bigger than just selling these items. So it was, perfect timing, of course, because the negative talk has gone, and I've been able to be more successful where I have succeeded, where I have failed in the past. Learned some lessons.
Amazing, really great. So what was the magnet or one thing that kind of attracted to you to, the club? How did you make that decision?
It was okay. So the way I made the decision is it was exactly what I almost verbatim what I asked the universe for. It was like ask and you shall receive kind of a thing. I need a group. I need a community. I need some spiritual leader who can help me on my next steps, help guide me on my next steps. And after we did the Rising of the Phoenix challenge that you do, it was exactly what I was looking for. Because that was the magnet. It was like perfect timing. It just happened across my Facebook feed. I'd never seen it before. And I know enough to know that when these little signs pop up to pay attention to it. And that's what it was.
You almost trusted your gut feeling then, isn't it? You're just like, this is for me.
Absolutely.
All right. Amazing. So when you started thinking about joining the club, working with me, why was it essential kind of to dedicate your time, energy towards this?
That's a really good question. So this kind of circles back to the discipline of being a martial artist. I know that nothing comes easy. I always tell my students, if you want easy, you sit on the couch eating dry cereal, watching TV. That's easy. But changing your life, doing something that you're like wanting to find your passion, wanting to get rid of those things that have always stopped you takes dedication. I'm going to tell you, you live in the UK, I live in the United States. It's 4 a.m. for me right now. Now that's dedication, knowing full well that getting up in the morning when it's still dark by hours here to work with you is totally worth it, because I could tell that this is definitely something that would change my life. I say lives, plural, lifetimes, not just this one, because I know how important it is to clear the crap that I've been dealing with my whole life.
Yeah. So when you know what you want, when you step up, the universe also opens the door for you, isn't it?
That's it. That's it. When you say yes to yourself, when you decide you want to do something, you'll figure out how to make it work. And the universe always helps you with that. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, that's too early for me. please. If it's that important to you, you'll figure it out. And you got the backing of the universe behind you. So
Exactly, yeah. So what have you seen in terms of results from being part of the club and working with me? What's the biggest thing? Let's look at that one.
biggest thing. Okay. So again, circling back to the fact that I've been spiritual my entire life. I've always had these gifts I know I can do. I've been an energy worker my entire life. I became a Reiki master when I was an older teen. I can always sense things. I have these precognition abilities. But the thing of it is I've always been really scared to show it. And working in this club, working with people who are like-minded, who also have gifts, who also might feel scared to show it because maybe they were made fun of in the past or ridiculed in the past or condemned in the past because, oh, you're weird or you're different. Here is a safe place to do that. And because it's a safe place to do it, and when you learn how to let go of all this negative, dense energy that you have stuck in you, it makes room for more light energy, and light energy is higher vibration. And when you have a higher vibration within you, your natural gifts increase. And that was one of the biggest things that I noticed. 3.5 months, my abilities that I've already had have gone off the chart. And it's awesome. I absolutely love it. And I would not trade it for anything.
Amazing. So what transformation have you had at Spiritual Self Mastery Club?
What transformation? Okay. I would say the biggest transformation is understanding. It was about 3 weeks ago, I had this massive aha moment in that when I was a young child, I had made a choice because of an event, and we don't have the time to even go into it. We'll keep this short and sweet, that I needed to change who I was in order for everybody else to like me, to appreciate me, to accept me. And I'm talking like 7 years old. And so from that point on, I did everything. I changed everything about me, and it would be very situational. So I might, in one situation, do something different. And I was never like change myself to be bad. Let's keep it that way. But I would always do things above and beyond for other people and always put myself at the bottom of the priority list. Massive transformation. I have stopped doing that. I have put myself at the top of my priority list because I realized I'm changing myself for everyone else and I'm losing who I am. I didn't even know who my authentic self was. And as I'm clearing all these traumas and I'm starting to realize I need to take care of myself, when I did, the people who are so used to me just giving and giving and giving and even providing for them what they didn't even want to provide for themselves, when that went away, they were like, you've changed. What's wrong with you? And I'm like, well, I'm taking care of me and I love it. And I'm happy with me and I'm learning to love myself. I'm sorry that you don't like that, but that's okay. And I just became very okay with people not accepting me for the fake person that I had created. They don't like my true self. Okay, that's fine. There are people that will, and those are my people, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, as a mom, we always sacrifice ourselves, but we don't need to. I mean, you understand that that's a big shift. You take your power back. Yeah, amazing. Yes. So what do you like about the club? What's your favorite thing? We got, I don't know, expert speakers. We have Awaken program. We got the community. We have bi-monthly sort of like meetups, the meditations. What's your favorite thing?
Oh, my favorite thing about Ssmc Club, that's redundant, but that's okay, is, let's see, I absolutely love having the guest speakers. We have the master classes. That's always nice because I am a forever student. So anytime I can learn something new, that's awesome. But I think that is probably second to the community. I love my accountability group. I love everybody in SSMC. It's a little bit of a larger group, but my accountability pod are the ladies that started the same time I did. We have a few of the newer ones as well who have joined more recently, but we've become sisters. I mean, our name for our group is the Seven Sisters, sisters, like a star. But I just love our group, just to watch how everybody is blossoming and coming into their own as a teacher. That is my favorite thing. And if I can be just even a little bit part of helping somebody understand their beauty within, their gifts, their absolute like God-given gifts within them, and help them recognize that. I mean, that's what our groups are about. And then on our fortnightly accountability meetings, we always do a guided meditation at the end of our meeting, which I lead. And I've never led guided meditations prior to working with our group. And that was a huge step out of my comfort zone. I love it. I love doing that. And our group loves it. They're always like, Jenny, can you do a meditation today? Sure, let's do it.
Ah, that's nice. I didn't know about that. That's really good. Amazing.
Yeah.
Very good. So you love the community. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's always good to be with like-minded people as well. So how long did it take you to get your first client after joining the club?
When I joined the club, my intention was not to necessarily get clients. My intention was to work on me. And then about 2 or 3 weeks into joining, you had put up the opportunity to do the EFT training with you, EFT level 1 and level 2 training. So I believe level 1 started like this first weekend, maybe the second weekend of January. And now we're into the second weekend of April, and I already have my first client. My first client came on with me a week and a half ago. So I have other tools in my toolbox other than EFT, but this gave me the confidence and to be able to be like, yep, I'm putting myself out there and I'm going to do this. So what, 3 months? That's how long.
Yeah, that's the thing. We all got the gifts. We all got the knowledge. By stepping out of your comfort zone is the challenging bit. So you did that in 2 months. That's the amazing bit. So what would you say to your younger self 6 months ago when she was thinking about joining the club? What words of wisdom would you give it to yourself?
Words of wisdom to my younger 6-month self. Okay, that seems honestly like years ago. I'm just going to put that out there. I would tell her, well, she did it and she didn't hesitate. I think I was probably the first one to sign up because I knew the value in it. But I would just tell her, trust the process, that everything is going to be okay. You don't have to worry. You don't have to try and force anything. Just be patient and trust, because what's going to happen is exactly what needs to happen. And just trust yourself. That's a huge one.
That's good. So how do you feel about your investment? Have you had a good return? Most people say that this is the best investment ever. How do you feel about that?
So the investment thing, being very business minded, was at the forefront, and definitely a very great return on investment. I weigh things out very heavily. I do the finances in our home, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't putting our family in any kind of a pickle, which it wasn't, but I also wanted to make sure what I was investing financially wise was what I was getting back. And understanding that everything is energy, including money, I would say the return on investment is massive. What I've put in, what I've gotten out of it is way more than what I thought would ever happen. And I had really no expectation or idea of what would come of it, but it far exceeded any idea of what it could possibly be.
Thank you. So if somebody comes to you about working with me and joining the club, but they have some doubts, what would you let them know?
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense because a lot of people have this negative talk in their head. But what I would say is listen to your heart, listen to your gut. Don't listen to the words in your head. The words in your head have conditioned you to, think bad about a lot of the situations that you're thinking that's new. New is bad to this voice in your head. So I would tell anybody who is on the fence about joining the Spiritual Self Mastery Club or working with you, Etta, to just listen to their gut, sit with it. If they need to, sleep on it. Don't make a rash choice of, oh, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, or it's too much, or like whatever it is that's just that negative talk. Because when you listen to your heart and you listen to your gut, it's your body, and your body is connected to your energy, which knows so much more than this little voice in your head.
Great, thank you so much. So is there anything else you would like to add or share with others as well about the club?
I think the only extra thing that I would like to add and share is it's just such a beautiful community. There's so much light, like bright white, unconditional light floating around. And it's such a comfortable place to be. If anybody is knowing that they're like that black sheep that feels like they can't fit in, they want to talk this kind of talk, energy, spiritual stuff, and feel that there's a safe place to do it, this is it. And there's people from all ends of the spectrum, from just understanding that there's something bigger than them out there, to being massively spiritual, very in tune with their gifts, working with some amazing things and everything in between. So if you're that person and you're looking for a place that's safe to explore and ask questions and understand on a deeper level what's going on, this is definitely a place to do it. There's a lot of great people in the community that can help along with Etta, who helped me.
And the Awaken program as well is for all about healing.
Yes.
Covering and healing. Yes. So there's all the sports I think they need is there.
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jenny, and thanks for being the part of the club. It's just been such an honor having you here and see you blossom as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.